What's up, YouTube? It's Zandar the Legend, and welcome back to our Born of the Gods pre-release series, where today we're going to find out if we're destined to outwit our opponent. As always, we're going to be going over the pre-release kit of what all you get in Destined to Outwit. This is a blue build, which should be a lot of counter spells, I believe. Typically it's spell heavy and the other sets, but I'm not sure with the Born to the God series. It tells you a couple of things over here. You always get these 2 index cards. Wow, that one took a minute to load up there. But once again, we've kind of been over these before. This is something you do during the pre-release. Can't really do much with it now. You always get a little dice in here. Same one throughout the whole block, it appears. So we got a symbol for the Born of the Gods set, and just a blue and white counter. Our orange card for this is the Savant. Exile the Savant, tap all creatures your opponents control. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. If you do need a code for Destiny to be mastered, pause it, and there is your code now, and you can go type it in to get, I don't think you get Planeswalker points, but you get something for it. You always get a seated plaque that is blue heavy, and you get 2 packs of Born of the Gods and 3 packs of Theros. We'll start out with Theros as it is the older block, and we'll just get right into it to see what we could get to work on a blue deck and what colors we want to end up splashing into it. We'll skip right over our commons. The first uncommon is a Sea God's Revenge, a Tormented Hero, Witch's Eye, and our first rare or mythic is a Shipbreaker Kraken. This is actually very common, I feel like. A 6 mana, 6/6. It has Monstrosity for 8 mana of a Monstrosity 4. It becomes monstrous. Tap up to 4 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps for as long as you control the Kraken. Very, very powerful card. It's not near the top of the list. It's not really worth too much. Pretty common. I don't think we'd be splashing blue for it. However, we don't know at this time. Which color do you guys feel like is really good in the Born of the Gods series? Between Theros and with Born of the Gods. I wonder, sometimes you can lean heavily one color, especially for drafting. Our first uncommon's a Phalanx Leader, a Prowler's Helm, Favored Hoplite, and our rare is a Colossus of Akaros. He's an 8 mana, 10/10, Defender, Indestructible, a Monstrosity 10. If this creature isn't monstrous, then put 10 +1/+1 counters on it, and it becomes monstrous. I need to be better at saying that. As long as Akaros is monstrous, oh my gosh, it's terrible. It has Trample, and it can attack as though it did not have Defender. Seems like a really, really solid card. However, he's not really worth too much. So we also pulled a premium Asphodel Wanderer and an island and the Boar token, which is always hilarious to look at. I will say my favorite card from the Theros block would have to either be Thoughtseize or Elspeth, so you always want a chance to pull one of those. A Stone Shock Giant is our first uncommon. Decorated Griffin, Flamespeaker Adept, and our rare is a Fabled Hero, 3 mana, 2/2 with Double Strike, with Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets the hero, put a +1/+1 counter on the Fabled Hero. I feel like he's a pretty solid card. I'd probably splash white for him in a pre-release. Oh, and we got a Harpy token. Pretty sweet. I love the whole gods and mythology behind this set. Really upset I missed this and didn't get the chance to play it whenever it came out. Going into our first Born of the Gods pack. Our first uncommon is an Ornharch. That's how you say it. Oracle's Insight. Siren Song Lear. And a Forge Stoker Dragon. I got really excited because I thought it was the Storm Breath Dragon from Theros. It's not. It's a 6 mana, 5/4 dragon with flying. For 2 mana, the dragon deals 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this combat. Activate this ability only if the dragon is attacking. He's still a pretty solid dragon if you ask me. But we're looking for those money cards whenever you buy these pre-release kits real cheap, and that was not a money card. Our last pre-release kit, Destined to Lead, paid for itself within just 2 cards. So let's see if we can make some luck happen here in the last couple rares or mythics. Peregrination, Odonis the River Trawler, Spiteful Return. That's a cool looking card. And our rare or mythic from our last pack is going to be a Chromanicore. He is one of every color. He's worth about $3, so he paid for a third of this pre-release kit. He's a 4/4 flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, and lifelink. Goodness gracious. He also has a bestow cost of every mana plus 2 uncolored. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 and has flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, and lifelink. They might as well have death touch and shadow, and I mean, goodness gracious, might as well have everything. Really awesome to pull a mythic out of that last pack. And we have a Centaur token. As always with these seeded packs, you have a chance for another rare or mythic, the third card back. And they always seem to be kind of god heavy. At least they were in Journey to Nyx. My goodness, almost couldn't open this pack. Our premium card, which is always seeded in this, is an Arbiter of the Ideal. It's a 6 mana 4/5 with flying. He's a Sphinx. He's inspired. Whenever Arbiter of Ideal becomes untapped, reveal the top card of your library. If it's an artifact, creature, or land card, you may put it onto the battlefield with a manifestation counter on it. The permanent is an enchantment in addition to its other types. Man, this set was over a year ago now. That's crazy. And our last rare or mythic is going to be a Mind Reaver. 2 mana, 2/1, heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Mind Reaver, exile the top 3 cards of target player's library. For just 2 islands, you can sacrifice the Reaver and counter target spell with the same name as card exiled with Mind Reaver. It's not very good. I don't see it getting play. I don't think it's worth very much. Pretty big disappointment for our other rare in the set. Our uncommons, Glimpse of the Sun God, Siren, Pinnacle of Rage. Nothing too solid like we had last time. Last time we had a Searing Blood. So this would have been a weaker deck in the pre-release, I feel like. Let's make sure these are just commons. So our final recap was, what will we end up splashing with our blue here? Because to me it looks like you cannot do a 5-colored creature, no matter how cool he is. You're really kind of looking red or white. I feel like the hero is really good. That can go into anything if you choose to play it as your bomb. Being 8 mana, though, in a pre-release, you're probably not going to get it out. And the Kraken was another decent blue card. So obviously we're blue heavy with a splash of red or white, depending on some of the cards beforehand. As always, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe or like button if you do like seeing these videos and unboxings of the pre-release kits. I'm gauging your guys' interest off of them. After Born of the Gods, I believe this is our last set, unless you guys express an extreme interest in them. So thanks for watching, and keep playing Magic.